Alrighty, so this is going to be my Star Wars, just ranking tier list of Jedi and Sith Lords alike. So, whoa, first off, right off the bat, I don't know who this is, but he looks cool. I mean, you can just see the Sith aura leeching off of this guy. He looks like he has a skeleton, like, helmet on. This doesn't even look like it's Star Wars. This guy's sick. I don't know who this is, but I wish I did. Like, right after this video, I'm looking this guy up. This guy looks cool. Like, just from a design, I'd put him in S, but I don't know who he is, so I have to put him there. Ayla Secura. I'm putting her in A because she has, like, a B tier design, but in Revenge of the Sith, a cool thing I kind of learned not too long ago was that she, during the Order 66 scene, when the clones lifted up their blasters, she heard that and assumed that they saw something she didn't, so she started to look around, hoping that she could, like, find the enemy, because she had no clue or no thought in her brain that they would turn on her and shoot her in the back. So I just found that really sad. The fact that she trusted them so much that there was not even a thought going through her brain that they could be shooting her. Just seeing her get shot in the back and fall is just so sad. This is... Wait, it's on the tip of my tongue. It starts with an A, right? Using my brain power. Maximum brain power. It's... Dude, I'm gonna get it. It's, Adigalia. Yes! Yes, Adigalia. All that for she's C tier. I don't know. She doesn't do too much, honestly. I just remember her just kind of being there in one of the Jedi Council things, and she has some stuff in Clone Wars, I think. But other than that, she's kind of just a Jedi that's there. Now this is, I think this is Agent Kolar, or maybe this is Eth Koth. I think this is Agent Kolar, and I'm putting him in F, bro. This guy, he trained his whole life to be a masterful Jedi. He was a Jedi master, trained in the arts, in the way of the Force, the light side, just to instantly die. He did not block a single strike from Darth Sidious. And I know people will be like, Darth Sidious is one of the strongest Sith Lords to ever live, blah blah blah. Dude, but you could have see, and this is why Kit Fisto, where's Kit Fisto? He's on here, right? No, yeah, Kit Fisto. See, this is why you go from F all the way to A, because, actually, A, yeah, because Kit Fisto, man, he first of all blocked like 3 or 4 attacks, which is actually okay. Darth Sidious is strong, and he really cooked Kit Fisto, but like, it's not like he just went over there and he stabbed them in the chest. Like, this guy, Darth Sidious did like a spin move, and just after that he went ah and lifted his hands and like basically let him stab him. Like, I could have done a better job at this point. Okay, maybe that's a lie, but instead of like putting my hands up and just letting him go, like, stab me, like, I don't know what this guy was doing. He was so shocked. Oh, Kanan. I'm gonna put him... Dude, he's S tier. He was responsible for teaching Ezra, and especially at the beginning of Rebels, he was a, like, compassionate but still stern teacher, and he was learning how to be a teacher himself. I just found that to be really great and a good character dynamic. And also, on top of that, when he went blind from being striked in the eye, I think with the Grand Inquisitor's lightsaber, unless I'm getting that mixed up, he had to learn to see with the Force, and I found that to be a really cool part of his character. So, Kanan is going in S. Master Yoda, he has to go in S tier. He is the wise old monk Jedi, as you would say. Like, he was also responsible for teaching Luke the ways of the Force beyond what Obi-Wan Kenobi taught him, and I mean, that was just awesome. He was a great character. I liked Yoda. Yeah, not much to say there. He's just an amazing character. Ahsoka Tano as an adult. Also, I think she has to go at SS tier. Her fight against Darth Vader, or as we well know, Anakin Skywalker, way down the line after she already left the Order, and trying to convert him back was just sad and just a great fight in Star Wars. So I think there's no better place but to put her in SS. A lot of SS characters, because I think I gotta put old Obi-Wan in SS. Just the way he taught Luke Skywalker with the Force in the beginning, crafted him his new lightsaber. I mean, for God's sake, I mean, probably one of the most iconic Star Wars scenes is seeing Luke Skywalker move around his new lightsaber with old Obi-Wan. I mean, there's no better place to put it than that. And then Anakin Skywalker, also an SS character. I think his criticisms for acting, Hayden Christensen's acting was a little overblown. I mean, Attack of the Clones was but I think in Revenge of the Sith it was really good. I don't understand the hate for Hayden Christensen's acting in Revenge of the Sith. He really honed it in and delivered a good performance. I liked his overall character and the story, the way he went from kind of a charming boy to the Sith Lord we know as Darth Vader. I mean, I just find that so cool. Oh, and then this is Ahsoka Tano, not Ahsoka Tano, Ahsoka Toa at the end of Clone Wars. I mean, not too much to say there other than she's still Ahsoka and she's very impactful at the end of Clone Wars, I'd say. Just seeing her looking at the rest of the dead not dead clone troopers, but the clone trooper helmets like that is just, it's really cool to see. Plo Koon. I have to put him like he's one-on-one with Kit Fisto for me. Actually, probably above, because he has a good amount of development in the Clone Wars series. I think him as a character is really cool. I like his design, his yellow lightsaber. Actually, just because of his golden yellow lightsaber type thing and yellow force lightning, I have to put him in S tier. He also is one of the few Jedi to show a lot of respect for the clones, as they were viewed as expendable and not really that worthy, but he viewed their life highly and he cared for them. So I find that very cool. Up next, I think, yeah, Barra Sophie. I'm gonna say she's a good A tier character, and I think she's brought up a lot from the Clone Wars series where she was responsible for framing Ahsoka. Sorry, not flaming. Yeah, I think that just that whole arc with Ahsoka was great. I think just more the emotion that was tied to that, and her framing Ahsoka and then eventually being responsible for her leaving the Jedi Order gave some reasoning as to why Anakin turned to the dark side and didn't trust the Order and was so quick to trust Palpatine. So I think, yeah, that's a good place to put Barra Sophie. I don't know who this is at all, honestly. Dude, who are these characters? Dude, this is like a stock image of a Jedi. Let me know in the comments if you know who this is, but I have no clue who this is at all. Like, what the heck? This is literally if I dressed up in a robe and then called it a day is what this character looks like. I have no clue who this is. Same? This is like probably like some random Padawan. I don't really know who this is. I don't know who this is either, honestly. This is getting rough. I'm starting to kind of sell. This is, oh, I know these two. This is Coleman. This is also Coleman. I think this is Coleman Kaj. Kaj. It's like Kcaj. He looks cool, so I'm putting him more over a standard Jedi. I think he looks cool. Same with his brother. I like how he has a super big head. He almost looks like a shark. This is Coleman Trevor. I like the green lightsaber, the aesthetic. They do a little bit in the Clone Wars, I think, or in the episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I think they do a little bit. They're pretty cool. But other than that, yeah. Gosh, what's this person's name? I think it's her name's Depa Bilba. I'm gonna put her. She's just C. She does some stuff in Clone Wars, but other than that, she's kind of whatever. I don't know if she does too much. Is this Count Dooku? No, wait. I don't know who this is. Unless this is like a weird version of Count Dooku, but I don't think it is. I'm just gonna put him down. This is Ethan Koth, I think. I'm putting him above his brother because at least he didn't die instantly to Darth Sidious. That's about it. The Inquisitors, I think they this Inquisitor, I forgot his name, man. He's kind of a forgettable character. I think he doesn't do too much. I remember him being, I think, a little bit of a coward. He just kind of got destroyed by Ahsoka. Wait, no, that was the woman Inquisitor. But regardless, that doesn't really do too much. Like, the Inquisitors kind of lack, like, because there's so many of them, and they all have similar designs because they're in all black with a red spinning lightsaber, they kind of retract from each other because they all look very similar, so their designs are kind of meh because there's so many of them. Like, they're not very unique, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I think C tier is a good spot for them. General Grievous, I think he's the embodiment of an S tier villain. The only reason he's not SS is because he got nerfed in the live action movies, but OG Clone Wars Grievous would be an SS for sure. I mean, he was great. Obi-Wan Kenobi, so far on this list, I have to put him above everyone else. Obi-Wan Kenobi in Revenge of the Sith. He didn't carry the prequels because the prequels were great regardless, but he just made the prequels that much better. I love Obi-Wan Kenobi. His witty humor, his great sarcasm, he has to go in SS tier. Asajj Ventress, I think Asajj Ventress is a good, like, A tier villain. She's present throughout all of Clone Wars, pretty much, and I like her fight with Obi-Wan against Darth Maul and Savage Opress. I think that's a very good fight overall. So that she's just a good character. She's present throughout Clone Wars, and yeah, that's generally what I think. I don't know who this is. I know who this is. I recognize his face, but I kind of forgot what he does. Like, I don't know if he does all that much, so I'm just gonna leave him in there. Also, another Inquisitor. This is like the shark teeth one. He doesn't do too much. I think he's present in The Mandalorian, or maybe the Book of Boba. I forgot which one. I remember seeing him in live action. I kind of liked him in there. I think I'd put him above him. Maybe I like his character a lot more than this guy. This guy is lame. No offense, but he's kind of lame. This guy, I like. He's a little bit more unique, in my opinion. I don't know who this is. It looks like a comic character. I don't know who that is either. The Grand Inquisitor. I mean, I'm putting him right next to Kanan Jarrus. He was, I think I was saying Kanan. I meant to say Kanan. Listed as Kanan. Wait, I'm actually freaking out. Oh, it is Kanan. Okay, never mind. It isn't Kanan. What am I saying? I haven't watched Rebels in a while, so that's why. But, the Grand Inquisitor, I think he's a pretty good, not foil. He's a pretty good foil. He represents the dark side and the kind of the opposite of Kanan. And just, I think he's a pretty good character. Actually, I'm putting him in A. I don't think he's an S tier villain. I think he's a very good, solid villain for the Rebels series, and I think his final end dialogue is pretty cool. Like, there's things scarier than death. I just think that's pretty cool. So yeah, overall that's where I'd put him. Hmm. I don't even know. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Well, I know he's like the Wookiee Padawan that goes to get his Kyber crystal or something. I think that's what the blue in the background is. I don't know. Other than that, that's about it for him. Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars series. She's also great. Great Jedi. She goes with the rest of the Ahsokas. I mean, all of Ahsoka from beginning to finish is great. Well, Season 1 Ahsoka, like I'm rewatching Clone Wars right now, she kind of is a little annoying, but she has a character arc, and I think that's a little intentional to have her be like a little annoying, kind of bratty girl. Not bratty, but just, you know, kind of like that, but meh. I don't know who you are. You're like a background Jedi, honestly. And then I know this guy he's Bola Rappel, or Ropel. Put him B. He looks cool. He's like middle of the road between these guys. I think this is good. I like this design. They're all like, they don't do too much. Well, actually, this guy does some stuff in Clone Wars. I kind of forgot what, but I think he's a pretty good B tier Jedi. That's what I'd say. Dude, wait, how am I forgetting this guy's name? He does some stuff. Trying to think. Oh, Imagundi. That's his name. I'm gonna put Imagundi is pretty good. I think he's also like just a B tier Jedi. I think he does some stuff in Clone Wars. I kind of forgot everything, but he's pretty good. Oh, Jocasta Nu. Jocasta Nu, I'm putting her A tier. Bottom of A tier. She's the Jedi librarian. She's not as tapped into the Force as regular Jedi, I think. I think she has like a lower midichlorian count or something like that, which is why she was never a warrior for the Jedi or a Jedi warrior. But she's pretty cool. I just put her at A because she's the grandma Jedi. She's pretty cool. I like that. I like that part of her character. I don't know who you are. Ooh, you're the senator person who has weird teeth. That's about what I remember for you. You're just politics, man. That's about it. So I can't really be too happy with you. I guess I could say like, you're all right. I think you're kind of a background character. That's about it. Ki-Adi-Mundi. I'm putting him bottom of A because I just like how he has a lot of depth as a character. Well, he doesn't have that much depth, sorry. But what we do see of him is just really cool. Just the fact that his death scene, I think, is pretty cool in Order 66, or in Revenge of the Sith. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, all of them are pretty cool, but his is also great. And I like how he was actually allowed to marry, and he actually had 4 wives because his species was so endangered, but he stuck true to the Jedi code and didn't have any attachment to them whatsoever. So I just think that's pretty cool. So yeah. Up next is I don't know who they are, honestly. They're like a Padawan from the Clone Wars series. Same with this guy. Kylo Ren, though, on the other hand, I'm putting him B tier. He kind of falls into the trap of weird writing with the sequel trilogy. Like, I just found his character to be very flip-floppy. But other than that, I think his design's cool. The crossroad hilt type lightsaber is awesome. So, yeah, that's where I'd put him. Ooh. Luke Skywalker from the like from the sequel trilogy. Dude, they ruined my boy. Like, I don't know where to put him because he's Luke Skywalker, so he's a good character, but in this, dude, they butchered my boy, bro. Like, wait, why'd they do that to him? They turned him into like a drunk weirdo sipping green goo in a whole, like, distant part of the galaxy when there was still the First Order running rampant throughout the universe. Like, this isn't the Luke Skywalker I knew, man. Like, you built it up all throughout the original trilogy to be this great character, and then you just destroy him without any reason. There wasn't a specific event. Oh, well, no, there was. Kylo Ren turning on him, because Luke Skywalker was training Kylo Ren, but then Kylo Ren turned on him, so he just became a drunk weirdo drinking green cow milk. Like, that's not what Luke Skywalker would do based off of his character. That's not who he was, so it didn't feel justifiable the way he turned out for what happened. Like, it wasn't explained very well why he's like this. And at the end, he kind of redeemed himself and did his weird, like, Force Ghost thing, but overall, they just kind of cooked my boy. I'm gonna be honest, they kind of cooked him. Now, on a complete 180, OG Luke Skywalker. I mean, need I say less, he's the poster child of the original trilogy, and he just embodies what a likable character is. I don't think I need to say too much. I mean, yeah, that's about it. I don't know who this is. Well, I recognize them, but I don't really know that much, so I'm just gonna leave her in there. Mace Windu? Mace Windu's A. A lot of people would put him in S. I love his design. I love how it's Samuel L. Jackson, and I love the purple lightsaber. But he's kind of a flat character, and he is super strict on the Jedi code. And some people like that about him, but he's kind of responsible for... Oh, well, he's a big part of why I think Anakin left the Jedi Order. Because he was always strict and never letting anything outside of the code fly. And I know that's part of his character, but I don't know. He just seems to kind of just be a bossy guy. Especially in the Clone Wars series too. Like, Clone Wars Windu brings him down. Like, if it was just strictly movies, I'd maybe leave him there. But yeah, that's about it for him. Darth Maul. Honestly, Darth Maul is an S tier villain. Clone Wars, he's almost SS. Actually, he gets so much built upon him in even in Rebels and in Clone Wars. On top of his amazing fight in Phantom Menace, I think he has to go SS. I love his design. He could have easily been the, like, final villain of Star Wars if he was, like, in Darth Sidious's position. But everyone would have known he was evil, because, like, I mean, red and black Darth tattoos. But I'm just saying, like, from a design standpoint, he looks like a final villain. He looks so cool. And it kind of sucks how I feel like he's the punching bag for a lot of Star Wars. Like, he loses a lot of his fights. But the times where you can actually see him, like, whoop people up, like, when he first kills Qui-Gon, you have a lot of respect for him. He is that guy. And I mean, he's just an SS tier villain. I can't name two villains I can't name more than 3. I would say Darth Vader and Darth Sidious, or I can't name more than 2, I guess. But other than that, he's one of the greatest villains in Star Wars, I would say. Up next, this is Kit Fisto's Padawan. Just for that, I saw something that said the reason they're paired is they can both breathe underwater, which I think is cool. So, I'm gonna put him bottom of B. I think he does some other stuff. Or top of C. I mean, he's just kind of there. This guy, he's from Jedi Fallen Order. I've never played Jedi Fallen Order, but I think he's pretty cool. He's that standard type of brute character you see a lot. So I would just put him in B, middle of B. I think that's respectable. I know he is, so I don't think I'd put him in I don't know who they are. But so I think he represents the brute stereotype pretty well. And yeah, so I think I'm fine putting him there. Who is this? Yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Now this is Darth Plagueis. I'm putting him also in A. We don't know too much about him, at least like movies wise, and like even Clone Wars you don't get too much about him. I just think he's an overall cool character. He's the master of Darth Sidious before he was assassinated by him. I just think that's cool. He was the teacher of Darth Sidious. You can't put him too low. Now, I think this guy's last name is Krell. Something like blah blah Krell. He's the Jedi who defected. And I think this is good because he gives some reason as to why Order 66 would be an order within the Jedi. Like, he gives some reason as to why, like, Order 66 was able to be accomplished and make more sense because there were Jedi who would defect and need to be killed with lethal force. So it wasn't so suspicious to just have an order that said, oh yeah, kill all the Jedi, by the way. Like, I don't know, it just made more sense. It made it less suspicious, I guess, that there'd be a order for Jedi to be killed. Because I'm pretty sure Order 66 wasn't directly to kill all Jedi, it was to kill Jedi within your area. So that's why Darth Sidious had to call multiple clone troopers to give them the orders, because oh wait, never mind. No. I'm going off track. Anyway, that's not true. I don't think. This is the Kaminoan Jedi. I'm putting him bottom of C. I don't know what he does. And he just looks weird, bro. I'm sorry. His neck's so wrinkly. I don't know. I'm just putting him there. Qui-Gon Jinn. Probably a hot take. I'm putting him in SS tier because he's my personal favorite embodiment of what a Jedi is. He is one of the only Jedi in the story, like, of all Star Wars, to, in my opinion, be a true Jedi, other than maybe Yoda and Luke. Like, even Obi-Wan, I wouldn't say is a true Jedi, because he is still abiding more by the code than what he thinks is right in certain scenarios. Like, Qui-Gon Jinn is doing what he believes the Force is guiding him to do. And I just think that's great. And he's an amazing teacher. He handles every situation, not with violence or, like, conflict, but more with just a soft response and kind of meeting his opponent with kindness. I mean, obviously he has to use his lightsaber in duels and stuff, but he's a very gentle yet wise Jedi, and that's great. I think that's exactly what you want your Jedi to be. So I think he's an SS tier Jedi, personally. I recognize this guy. I forgot what his name is. Yeah. Not even gonna bother. Oh, I just realized I think this person's name is Luminara Unduli. Unduli. Yeah, Unduli. So I guess since I know who they are, I could put a bottom of C. They're like the run-of-the-mill Jedi. Actually, they do some pretty cool stuff in Clone Wars. Or in Attack of the Clones, I remember. Mace Windu is okay. I don't know who this is. I think this is Darth Revan. I don't know too much about Darth Revan. All I know is he's a pretty cool villain. But he's not in any of the movies or even Clone Wars for that matter. So I don't know. I'm just putting him at A because I don't know too much about him, but I know everyone really likes him. So I'm gonna put him bottom of S so I don't get destroyed and smited. But Rey? I'm putting Rey in bottom of C. Actually, no, I'm gonna put her with Kylo Ren because I don't know. Design-wise, she looks like any other Jedi, so I mean that's kind of what it is. Like, she doesn't have any specifically cool design. A lot of her character is I feel like my biggest problem with her is how does she become like probably one of the strongest Jedi within like such a short time frame? I don't know. It doesn't feel right with me. So yeah, that's overall my opinion on that. I think her character develops weirdly. She is kind of flat too, like she doesn't have like a character arc like you'll see with Anakin or Luke, as well, at least done as well as them. You could maybe say certain things are certain things, but man, I'm putting you in F2! This is the other guy who died to Lord Sidious. Like, instantly, dude. I can't. These guys are the only F tier Jedis, because Jedis are overall pretty cool, I think. Unless there are just some super lame ones. So, yeah, you are going in F. Ooh, this is the Jedi Fallen Order Inquisitor. And I think the general reception of this character is good, so I'm gonna put her in A. And I know she has some pretty cool lines of dialogue. So from what I know, I would say she's an A tier villain. She's pretty cool. I can't even tell who this is. Yeah, I can't tell at all. Savage Opress. I think he lacks just some character development. Like, not character development, I mean he's pretty developed, but he lacks as much content as his brother. And he kinda copies Darth Maul's flow. I think Darth Maul has just a cooler design. I think red and black is like, the red and black tattoos are cooler than just the like kinda weird like beigey color in black tattoos. This isn't racist, I swear. I'm just saying from a design standpoint, like I think Darth Maul represents Sith colors better, and yeah, and also I think the armor looks weird, like it's kind of bulky. I just like Darth Maul's design a lot more, and Darth Maul gets more content than Savage Opress, but he's still a good villain. In his death scene with Darth Maul, you can still see some of the compassion Darth Maul has when he sees his brother die. So yeah, who is? Oh, I watched Revenge of the Sith lately. You wanna know who I think this is? I think this is the Padawan who fought back when, like, the representative guy, I'm forgetting his name, was returning to check up on the Jedi or go to the Jedi Temple. You know what? Even though this isn't really a right ranking, I'm putting him in A. He did a good job. This guy was a Padawan, right? And just as a Jedi Padawan, unless I'm getting this character completely wrong, but A, then I'll just use this guy to represent him. Just as a Padawan, this kid was able to kill like 5 clones and block like 5 laser bolts, which is more than some of what the Jedi Masters did during Order 66. Now, honestly, Ki-Adi-Mundi had enough time to turn around and start deflecting, but there's way more clones, so you get what you get. But the fact that this Jedi Padawan kid was able to take out like 7 out of 10 fully trained clones was impressive, especially when they're all firing him at once. Like, he was blocking 2 laser bolts simultaneously type stuff. Like, that's pretty impressive what he was doing as a Padawan. So, I'm putting respect on this kid's name. Like, he died valiantly, I'll say that. And, dude, he did not deserve that. Not gonna lie. Ooh, this is the Inquisitor from Rebels. I think this is the woman Inquisitor. I'm putting her with this guy just because she was getting cooked by Ahsoka. I mean, Ahsoka didn't have to even try against her, bro. Ahsoka literally, I'm pretty sure at one point, caught her lightsaber just with her hands. Like, just grabbed it and then, like, threw it away. Or, like, just was like, try harder. That's how big the power gap was. Like, you can't have a good villain and have them be that weak. Like, I know Ahsoka's very strong, but, like, come on, dude. You were just getting absolutely clapped. Just for now. This might be Kanan Jarrus when he's in his, like, temple guard form, but so I think that's what it is. Unless it's just a temple guard. Okay, I think a safe place to put it is A, because it's just the yellow lightsaber's cool, the temple guards are cool. I don't know if this is Kanan as it or what, but I temple guards are cool. That seems fair. I think this is Yaddle. This is no. Wait, yeah, maybe. Wait, who's this? Wait, if I put the kid, dude, this looks like a pretty similar guy. But except he has a green lightsaber. I don't know who that is at all. Emperor Palpatine. He's going and goated. I don't think there's much more you have to say about Emperor Palpatine. He's just the embodiment of what the Sith are. Like, you think of Sith Lord, you think of Emperor Palpatine, and that's why Vader's going up there with him. He's the embodiment of power and fear that the Empire represent. He is the downfall of the hero Anakin Skywalker. He is one of the well, hold on. I think Darth Vader goes up here. Darth Vader is one of the greatest villains in fiction. Okay. That feels weird to say because there's a lot of villains, but he is one of the greats. Like, if you have a top 25 list, Darth Vader should probably be in there. At least. Somewhere in there. Like, Darth Vader is one of those guys. He is great. Shakti. I really like Shakti. I'm putting her top of B, even though we know pretty much nothing about her. At least from the movies and Clone Wars, I think. Her design's really cool. I really like her design. She kind of has the same type of Ahsoka feel. And she has some pretty cool death scenes that were deleted. So I think, according to the canon, she could still be alive. Which I find cool. Like, there's a chance she could still be alive according to the canon. But but yeah, she just has some really cool death scenes. So that's about it. I don't know who this is. Snoke? Oh, yeah, I don't know who this is either. Snoke? Meh. Dude. Snoke didn't do all that much. He kind of just sat there in the chair and flexed how strong he was, kind of thing. But was kind of what he was doing, and then just got comboed at the end, or like he just died at the end. Like, he, as a villain, he's like an old wrinkly bag, who, okay, I know I'm saying that when I'm putting Darth Sidious up there, but that's how you do an old wrinkly bag good. This guy. He's like, I remember the first time I watched, wait, which movie was Snoke in? Oh, not Rise of Skywalker. No, it was Rise of Skywalker, right? shoot, it was The Force Awakens. Really? Dang. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, never mind. I'm like completely off track. Yeah, okay. So Snoke and The Force Awakens. I found him to be kind of like a weird villain. I just didn't like him very much. His designs, meh. He's just like an old wrinkly dude, and he's just kind of weird. He's not. I just don't like him personally. That's a more me thing. If you think he's like a great villain or like an A tier villain, that's you. But I just don't like him that much. No, Mr. Skywalker. There's too many of them. What are we going to do? I'm putting him top of SS. This kid's the GOAT right here. Dude, he had a sad death, bro. Like, that's actually crazy. The fact that, when you really think about it, Anakin Skywalker within, like, a week's time frame went from being completely with the Jedi to murdering younglings. Like, it's actually crazy. Who is this? I don't know who this is. 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 And just because we're here, maybe this is young Kit Fisto? I think it is, right? Is it? It might be. But I don't know. I can't say for sure, so I'm just gonna put him there. Yaddle in Star Wars, there's this recent Star Wars show. Well, not that recent. I forgot what it's called. It's like Star Wars Tale of the Jedi, right? Here, let me Google it. Yeah. Star Wars Tales of the Jedi. And Yaddle's a pretty good character in there. So I'm gonna put her. She's like the top of B. I think she's a great character. Now Yoda from I think this is Revenge of the Sith, right? He's going above Yoda from A New Hope and Return of the Jedi. Well, no, he's not alive in Return of the Jedi, but from Yoda from A New Hope, because man, Yoda's fight with Sidious is so good. I think it's one of the best. And then finally, to send it off, Count Dooku. Count Dooku's going top of S tier. He's a great villain. Not much more to say other than he has some really great fights. There's this one fight where he's in the Clone Wars series where he's fighting Anakin and Obi-Wan, and he's basically pressing Anakin, so Anakin's forced to go on the defense. And while doing that, this puts Obi-Wan Kenobi on the offense, which is his, like, downside. And since Anakin's on the defense, now it's against his weak side. So it's just, like, really smart the way that is. So, yeah. This is my completed Star Wars Jedi and Sith tier list. So, feel free to like and subscribe. That's about it. So, yeah.